Hey folks, if you're tuning in, you're probably curious about what a health coach can do or not do. So stick around to find out. I'm Joyce, certified health coach. Nice to meet y'all. Thanks so much for stopping by. I make videos for people who want to start or refresh their healthy habits. And since it's a new year, I decided to create a new series titled Work with a Health Coach. And last week we had covered why should I hire a health coach? If you're curious about that video, link is above or in the description below. And this week we're going to build on that framework and learn a little bit more. And by the end of this video, you should have a better understanding what a health coach can do or not do for you. Let's dive in. I wanted to take a moment to get an idea for your knowledge of what a health coach does. So can you rate it from a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being no idea at all and 10 that you're an expert in health coaches? Please keep that number in mind, and at the end of this video, we will revisit it and see where you end up. Y'all may be wondering, what are health coaches? So just to make it easy, think of me, I'm a health coach, as a guide, and newsflash, I'm not the expert in your life. You are, okay? But there are gonna be times where you're gonna feel like totally lost, off the path, don't even wanna get on the path. And my goal is to help you get back on track, ask you what type of information you need, give it to you in a way that's easy for you to understand and make it highly applicable. And then at the end, you decide what works best for you. So how do health coaches do all that? By creating a confidential and non-judgmental space for clients to work through those knowledge gaps, barriers, limiting beliefs, so that clients can start to problem solve and create achievable and meaningful goals. And what else, you may be asking? Well, by doing all that, coaches support and motivate clients to strengthen their self-awareness, self-accountability, self-efficacy, to establish beneficial habits that lead to their ultimate goal. Big disclaimer, you guys, health coaches do not treat or diagnose any chronic condition. That is for clinicians to do. So what does all that look like? Well, as I mentioned in my previous video, why should I hire a health coach? There are so many reasons why people consider it. Click on the link above or in the description below. And if any of those reasons resonate with you, share them with me or just keep watching. So some folks need support in nutrition, physical activity, or mental health. We are going to take a look at what coaches can or cannot do in these instances. On the topic of nutrition, health coaches can provide basic education and support on basic nutrition concepts like balanced plate, macronutrients, carbs, fats, and protein, portion control, basic health markers, blood glucose, blood pressure, cholesterol, barriers to following a balanced diet, co-create and follow up on basic nutrition goals. Now, what health coaches cannot get into is the nitty-gritty of your diet, like tell you what specific foods or beverages you need to consume, how much of a type of food to eat, create meal plans for you. That's a no-no for sure. Tell you what diets to follow or not follow, or what supplements or medications to take. And also manage chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or eating disorders. If you're asking yourself why health coaches can't do those things, it's because it's out of our scope. Most likely it falls under the scope of a registered dietitian. And I am going to create a video just for that, to talk about the differences between health coaches, nutritionists, and registered dietitians. Are you guys still with me? We still have physical activity and mental health to cover. So if you're finding any value in this video so far, give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little bell next to it. All right, so let's get to physical activity. Health coaches can provide basic education and support on this basic physical activity concepts like physical activity guidelines, general types of physical activity, health markers like BMI, pulse, target heart rate, talk about current physical activity levels, barriers to physical activity, and co-create and follow up on basic physical activity goals. What health coaches can't do is tell you which specific exercises will be beneficial for your body, determine sources of injuries, aches, or pains, assess where you are strong or weak in your body, prescribe a customized workout plan. That's the same thing as like a meal plan in the nutrition category. And lastly, recommend supplements, okay? Just curious, you guys, are you picking up on some of the patterns that health coaches can or can't do? Let's move on to mental health. Health coaches can provide basic education and support on basic mental health concepts, like signs and symptoms and factors of mental health, coping with stress, sleep quantity and quality, mindfulness, barriers to positive mental health, and co-create and follow up on mental health goals. What health coaches can't do is assess someone's mental health. Again, we're not here to diagnose or treat anyone. So the next thing is talk about past trauma at length and repeatedly. That's definitely something for a psychologist or a therapist to work on. Treat any eating disorders or psychological conditions, diagnose or treat substance use disorders, or suggest or recommend medications or supplements. Of course, there are health coaches that have other certificates or licenses, like some health coaches are registered dietitians, nurses, pharmacists, personal trainers, and therapists. So if that's the case, they can perform in the scope of their highest credential. All right, guys, wrapping it up, let's revisit that rating scale on the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no idea to 10, you're an expert in health coaches. What is your understanding of health coaches now? Awesome. I would love for you guys to share the change in knowledge that has occurred, so put them in the comments below. Hopefully that number went up. It doesn't have to be a 10. So in a nutshell, health coaches empower clients to dive deep to figure out what works best for them, not what other people are telling them or social media, books, or magazines. Okay? So let me know what questions you have for me in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share, or hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the little bell next to it. And if you have, thank y'all so much. So stay tuned. Next week, we're going to continue on with this series, Work with a Health Coach. And until then, remember, you deserve to be happy and healthy.